Okay guys, I'm back for another cast on the Sorcerer. And hell difficulty, of course. This is gonna be the third run. So, unfortunately, last time I accidentally clicked some button and it stopped my recording. My screen kind of froze as well. I didn't die, fortunately, but I must admit that I wouldn't have sort of deleted my character due to a mistake like that. It has nothing to do with the sort of a mistake in-game, you could say. But I'm not quite sure what button it was. Unfortunately, that sort of whatever I clicked accidentally stopped the recording as well. Nothing else really happened. I didn't get a new item, and I finished the run down by Diablo. But I hope I can make it a little bit better this time, so you can actually see a full hell run. This is going to be the third run. So my current experience is 290.8 million, and
whoa! What can I do for you?
The blacksmith actually has something for a change. Nope. Yeah. I'm gonna keep all my stuff, including the sword. It's just too valuable to have lying around in case I have to leave by pressing escape and new game. So yeah, I'm always running around with items like that are almost irreplaceable. Anyway, usual setup: fireball, chain lightning, stone curse, and teleport. There we go, and we're good to go. And naturally, as always, I'm gonna have mana shield at the ready. So I'll pop a introvision right away. Make a little room to maneuver here, so I can do my famous fighting retreat. Okay, spell. These guys are immune to fire. One of them dropped a ring, by the way. Or an amulet. Problem with these guys is that in case they actually get a hold of me, it's so hard to get sort of to dump them again due to my low armor class of 83. So that just pretty much gotta stun me. Which is another good reason to why you should bring an Infravision as a sorcerer. Let's see what we have. Blood Knights, okay, interesting. Combo, I mean. It's always nice to have these Blood Knights around, as they are top tier. Meaning they can drop some very good loot. I mean, the stats on the loot can be the best possible, really. Not bad. And yeah, I have great respect for these doggies. Oh, there we go, it's an amulet. As long as I shoot first, it's normally not a problem if they hit me, but if they sort of get to me first, it's a problem. Let's say one of these doggies here, or lava moths as they're called, actually managed to hit me once. And one of the Blood Knights then makes it up to being next to me. So the stats on a two-handed sword dropped from a Blood Knight could be interesting. But then again, it's not a perfect item. Had it been as a bastard sword, for instance, then it could have been interesting because a Blood Knight can actually drop as a King's Sword of Haste, for instance, but King's Sword, even with the best possible stats, if you don't have the perfect basic item, you can never sort of have a perfect item, even if the stats are perfect, of course. Here we have the classic scenario where the dog sort of hits me. I found out by experience that if the dogs actually hit you, I can do a test here now. I have one solo. Yeah, if I try to move up, then normally that's what I'm doing now. It's usually rather hard to get away from it, as you can see here. And then imagine more mobs piling up on you. That sucks. But if you go down, it's normally the other way around. I mean, you can see here that you can drop it pretty fast. One dog will do fine, or lava more as it's called, but 2 not so much, and yeah, 3 is pretty much game over, meaning that you have to leave some not so honorable way instead. Alright, so sector cleared here. I'm gonna go south. I'm gonna do a little test shooting here. Expecting a little extra distance. And as usual with the Chain Lightning spell, I'm trying to sort of clear everything behind me so that that all the lightnings will go in the same direction in front of me. That means I have to be pretty thorough with not leaving any stragglers, mobs behind me. Could say of security reasons mainly when you have to do your fighting retreat, but also due to the lightning spell going in multiple directions, meaning that it's not very effectful as a killing power. And I always do the barrels. They can, in my experience, I have not something that I've read anywhere. It's just from experience. I've seen that you can drop approximately the same item as the mobs on the same level as the barrels are. So you can see, you could say that it's like barrels are like extra mobs. That just doesn't give experience. I mean, loot wipe. Whoops. There you had a perfect example of all the chain lightnings going in the same direction, because all sort of mobs are killed behind me. Let me see. It's just the damage of the fireball, 627 to 892. It's not the damage that's the problem, it's doing just fine. But you could say the damage ought to be fine. I've sort of sacrificed everything I can in order to get as high spell levels as possible. What I mean is... that I could have had a higher, say, armor class or mana pool, etc. If I had sacrificed some of the items that give me extra spell levels. But the increased spell level prefix, it must be, is the best for Sorcerer in my humble opinion. So I would always play a Sorcerer like this, not like some semi-tank. That's more like the Warrior's humble job, in my opinion. Just gonna test shoot a bit here. Alrighty, so it looks like a full clear, single chest here. For chests it's the same with the barrels, it's about they can drop items of amounts of gold that sort of fits the level you're on. So if you were level 1 on normal, you would get different loot from a chest than you will on this level. So let's see, I'm just gonna check if there's any sort of lines that aren't sort of fully marked, because that means I haven't explored that area fully. But as you can see here, everything's looks to be sort of well drawn up, meaning that it is a full clear. So two different kind of ranged mobs here. The blue ones, they don't like fireballs much. Oh, there's a third mob that kind of drinks. Alrighty. So I'm trying to have the rest team sort of lightning. Well, they don't need it, but they don't like it much. Some semi-boss here. Taking quite a beating there. Taking a lot of damage. So I'm trying to put them in a cone in front of me. But with the chain lightning spell on top, yeah, my mana is getting drained very fast, as you can probably see. So when I have a room full of one kind of mobs that needs, say, the blue witches that don't like fireballs too much, I usually try to sort of kill them first, and then like there, and sort of spawn all the other ones afterwards, along with the melee guys, the drakes or whatever they are, like this. Be as efficient with my manas as possible. So I'm not clearing the map fully as I would like to, but it's like the problem with ranged mobs in general is that they tend to sort of suck you in. So when you're trying to killing some, you get you aggro another group, etc. And yeah, talking about getting sucked in, some of them are actually called succubus. That's not the reason why though. So yeah, let's try to if I could close an area, sort of, meaning that, you know, I'm trying to get it to work so that my spells will, or my lightnings will go in the same direction. This should work. So again, trying to sort of hurt hurt all these mobs. So I can strafe a little bit in order to get hit by a few less of these magic balls they're shooting. And I'm down to one mana pot, so I think it's time to replenish.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
And nothing that interesting, really. So the Blood Knight dropped the amulet. That was sort of my best hope for getting a good item, but it wasn't that interesting. The swords, yeah, pretty much just picked them up. The other one here, my...
Whoa! What can I do for you?
I have to remember not to sell. Ring, yeah, it's a good beginner ring, you could say, but nothing special at this level. Yeah, I'm just gonna litter any surplus gold here. Alrighty. So I think, as far as I recall, I started at 290.8. So we could say, yeah, I've gained around 3 million experience, I guess. Yeah, makes sense for...
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Level and a half, something like that. Let's see if she has any... scrolls of
I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go. And ready to kick some butt again. Yeah, it's just a lot of loose ends, sort of, that's left here on the map. I think that's about a full clear. Yeah, alrighty. So all I gotta find is the exit. There we go. And as usual, little room to maneuver won't hurt. There was a ring or an amulet actually here in the chest. We're talking full lightning map here, it looks like. These maps can be a little tricky when your main sort of killing spell is lightning, because especially when you start here, because the mobs are so sort of spread out, so it's hard to, you know, hurt them in the beginning here. But I'm careful not to advance too much, so I'll just, you know, aggro more. Problem is that the lightning spell is sort of trying to you know, blast mobs through the walls, and it's just impossible. Here, some of the lightnings are sort of trying to travel behind me because there are mobs here, most likely. So I'm gonna corner myself. There we go. And about the amulet, like I said before, what's in the chest is pretty much the same as what can drop from a mob on this level, meaning that that's why I always pick the chests and the barrels as well. So here I'm trying to hurt the mob so that I'm gonna corner myself. Yeah, it's kind of ironic because normally I would never try to corner myself on maps with melee mobs, but here it's different because I have to have the spell work for me. As you can see here now, all the lightnings are going in the same direction and mobs are getting exterminated. There we go. Alright, so level 15 here, usually 4 quadrants. I just cleared the first one. The second quadrant up here, top left, is always where Lazarus is, and as he has all the loot, along with his, not all the loot, but there's always, sorry, there's always himself and 2 other sort of small bosses, you could say. Then I might as well do that area last. to have room in my inventory for any loot. I'm getting a little low here on mana. Yeah, and you probably didn't see but this was Bloodlust, the corpse here. She's always on the map, some extra bonus boss, you could say. And I don't know if she dropped a composite bow, I think. Seems to be the only loot here. And yeah, loot from bosses I usually pick up unless it's some, I don't know, completely crap item like, say, I don't know, leather armor or something like that. So, second quadrant here on level 15 is almost clear. And I'll do a little effort not to touch the cauldron. Like I've said many times before, it's like a random shrine, and a shrine can be... yeah, it can pretty much ruin your character, because the worst of it can remove 10% of your mana pool for good, which will be devastating. And 1 quadrant to go. It should be somewhat easier as... yeah, well... As you can see now, all the spells are in a cone in front of me. So the bad guys are in this room. I'm just gonna clear around it. Oh, interesting. Oh, very nice. Alright, and time for Lazarus and his buddies, so... just gonna stir up the hive and then bring out some of them all.
All that awaits you is the wrath of my master. You are too late to save the child. Now you enjoy it in hell.
Okay, apparently it's Axe Day here. So... gonna do Lazarus afterwards. These guys are immune to spell damage, so I'm gonna Stone Curse Lazarus if he's standing still. And
Your
he dropped the ring.
madness ends here, betrayer.
That's always very interesting because Lazarus is top dog when it comes to loot, so I'm gonna keep the ring over there. There's a good chance it's a very good ring. Could be crap as usual. The other guys here, and for the rest of this episode, I'm gonna use King's Sword of Speed because the advocates are immune to all my spells except Stone Curse, really. So they're gonna get the sword. We can do that as well. And that's it pretty much, so... yeah. Go down, use my few 4 mana pots that I have left. Down by Diablo. Or on the final level here. So I have to remind myself that I have 100 less mana. I'm using this sort of melee sword instead of my Dream Flinch. After mace, really. And it's definitely time to get to town. It's always a good idea to do it in a safe spot, so when you get down, you won't get a fireball straight to the face, for instance, or getting hacked by one of the Blood Knights. But let's identify. Most interesting item is actually this one. I know the axe here, it looks cool and it'll give a ton of damage, but problem with it, well, we'll take it when we get there.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while
Obsidian
and listen.
axe. Obsidian is one of the very good, it's a top tier prefix, but on this item it's not very good. It should be, say, on a ring instead. It would be very nice to have resist all 40%. That's actually as much as it can possibly be. Obsidian is from, I think, 31 to 40% resist all. This one happens to be 40. But it's not very good on a weapon. The weapon is supposed to do damage, not give you resist, at least if you're a melee character. It dropped from one of the Lazarus 2 ladies. Then we got Messerschmitt's Reaver. I'm just gonna show it to you. It looks pretty awesome, and it is sort of awesome. 200% damage. That's some of the highest damage in game, and adds an additional 15% to damage. 5 to all, great. Hit points minus 50, not so great. And then fire hit damage 2 to 12. The reason why warriors won't use this, at least on Hell, is that you need a sword and shield to really function, and besides that, it's a slow weapon. You need some sort of speedy weapon, especially to sort of hold the casters in place, and that's why Messerschmitt's Reaver is not. It looks great, and it'll kick some butt at, say, including Nightmare, but after that, I would prefer sword and shield for sure. It looks very, very nice, and it's not a terrible item, I wouldn't say that, but slow attack speed.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
Lapis Amulet of the Titans, yeah. Not that interesting. Bow drop from a boss. Then finally Lazarus Ring. It could be crap, could be good. And yeah, it's not terrible. As here again we got the obsidian prefix, resist all 33 instead of 40, and then 18 to dexterity. Decent ring for, say, rogue. And that's about it, so I'm gonna sell.
Well, what can I do for you?
Obsidian axe, not Dream Flinch. Messerschmitt's Reaver, yeah, I'm gonna sell as well. I'm not gonna use it. And then I'm probably gonna keep the ring. Could be useful for on a rogue, for instance. After all, it was a 33 resist all, it's not too bad. And yes, I'm gonna litter my gold.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
Just see if she has any. No, she didn't. Any scrolls of.
I sense a soul in search of answers.
But when I'm talking about higher tier mobs, it's like Lazarus, for instance. I guess maybe it goes without saying that the higher tier mob has the higher chance it has to drop some badass prefix or suffix on items. But it's a bit like winning in the lottery, because they can also drop sort of semi-crap prefix and suffix and items. So to get a perfect item, you need the perfect basic item, let's say a full plate mail, for instance, and then you need it paired with the two best prefix and suffix in order to get a perfect item. Unless it's a unique, then sometimes even the uniques can vary a bit in stats. But mostly it's very hard to get a blue item that's perfect, because like I said, you need the basic item to be perfect. Let's say a full plate, then you need a perfect prefix and a perfect suffix that sort of fits that item as well. For an armor, it would be additional armor class, for instance. Fortunately, Sorcerer have a bit of luxury that I would say this armor for Sorcerer here is what he's wearing. I'll show you after this kill. And I was lucky enough to find this baby at, when I was doing normal hell eventually. So the armor class is terrible. It's 42, as you can see in the text down here. Rest is fixed stats. So 5 magic, 20 mana, resist 20, and spells are increased 1 level. The only thing that varies is actually the armor class, and this is one of the lowest on this item. I think it can be from like 41 to 50. But my armor class is terrible already, so it doesn't really matter. So for Sorcerer here, it's pretty easy to get close to peace plate. Some sorcerers will be more tanky, having sacrificed the spell level, which is one of the most important stats on this item. The lowest line here, spells are increased 1 level, in order to be get more armor class basically, so they can cope better with melee mobs. Anyway, about the clearing here, I always do it the same way. So I'm clearing all the 4 quadrants, sort of in the exterior, you could say, and then after that I do sort of the center of the quadrants. And it's tedious to do these guys the good old choppy way here. Yeah, a little bit, but it is what it is, and I think Sorcerer has so many advantages compared to, say, Warrior or Rogue especially, that there's nothing to moan about really here. This is the quadrant, the lower right quadrant, this is the lower left, this is the lower right, and this is where Diablo is always inside. Hello. But from here on, it mainly becomes try and get items that can increase my mana pool, and it's gonna be a little hard, to be honest. But I suppose if you rarely get a present, meaning a usable item, then you'll be much more happy when you actually get one. If you like a game where you get a lot of new items all the time, then maybe Diablo 1 is not for you, at least not late game. Because like I said, it's like you have to win the lottery in order to get really good items. It have to be the right item that drops with the right stats, and the stats can vary on top, so it's actually really hard to get a really good item. One thing, by the way, when you're doing these guys, and they're sort of bursting you down with when they're in a pack here. If you're low on mana and then you have to use the Stone Curse spell, not to mention that my mana pool is 100 lower than normally because I'm running around with my sword instead of this that boosts my mana with 110. When you use the Stone Curse spell, it's 40 mana, so you'll see it will drop significantly when I actually Stone Curse this guy. Take a look at it now. You could see it drop quite a bit, so it's no good to be really low on mana when you try to Stone Curse another mob. And it could definitely put you sort of in the danger zone. And I think we are about clear. Yeah, lower quadrant is clear, so up Daisy we go. There we go. Yeah, there's no way I can kill this guy before these guys makes it to me, so just have to kill those first. And as I know I had to stone curse this guy again, I just replenished my mana before I actually stone cursed him. Another thing is being, I think, in order not to die too much, is have your belt replenished as much as possible. Make it a habit. Don't be sloppy and running around with the low belt with a few mana pots in it. Further, I'm trying to be economical here, so I let this guy shoot on me, and then right before I have to stone curse him, I drink. It's not coincidence, it's sort of calculated. Yeah, it's just to min-max my potions, really. So here, kill the melees first. They are the biggest problem. And there seems to be some kind of invisible wall. Glitch in the map. But I guess it's about locating the highest threat first, and that was the Blood Knights. Of the pack that I have here anyway. But yeah, chopping these guys, the advocates with a sword without a speed, is going to be a very agonizing process, so you pretty much need some kind of hasted sword when you get to this area as a sorcerer or warrior. Alright, last quadrant, as arguably the worst, because it's so open compared to the other three. Come on, dude. Yeah, so there's nothing else to do here than lure out all the melees, make a little distance maybe. There we go. Yeah, massive pack up there, so I'm gonna try my luck down here instead. What I'm doing here is simply dropping aggro, especially from above, and then see if I can try to sort of explore a bit more of the area down here. But naturally I'm always sort of doing the Blood Knights first, as they are fastest to kill normally. Yeah, there's no way I can... Yeah, sure, it's a semi-crappy item, a saber, but it comes from a boss, that makes it interesting. If for none other than just to look at the stats. It's always nice when they sort of single themselves out, you could say. And we have a ring, always interesting as well, from top tier mob. So there was a major pack up here of the advocates. I'm just gonna engage with them now. And then I pretty much just need the center here, where the lever is for opening the door to the second quadrant. I'm just gonna lure out any knights if there are any. And it's back to a little hack and slash here. Just open this door over there in the second quadrant. And after this guy, I'm just gonna teleport a bit around here on this quadrant to see if I got them all. Just because I'm such a completionist. Looks like it. Well, if you press the C button, it's actually possible to get a close-up of your close quarters combat here. And when he's using this phasing spell that ported him from there to there, it's not possible to stop pressing. And this lever opened the doors down to the third quadrant, and where I fortunately now have cleared all around it. Gonna try to blur out some of the melee guys, aka the Blood Knights. Gonna lure out some more. Hello, big pack here. And amaze, yeah, sure, I'll pick it up just for the fun of it. Again, it's a top tier mob, so it's interesting to see what kind of stats they can actually drop. By the way, here's the gold when I killed this mob before it dropped on the other side of the wall. Because I was standing here, there was a mob there was gold there, so there was no way the mob could sort of drop. There needs to be a slot for the mob to drop the item. And there wasn't. So it sort of dropped the items on the other side of the wall. Just a little technicality. Yeah, definitely time to go to town. And by the way, the last one here, my full rejuvenation, it's sort of a panic potion, you could say. So it's like if I use my mana shield and I get chopped on my very limited health pool, then this will give you both mana and health returned.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
So yeah, special item is the saber that dropped from the boss down there. Forgot what he's called. The Blood Knight, special Blood Knight. He's always on level 16, but it's not something as item. Hit steals 5% mana. It's a very seen sort of stat on an item, just to show that he can drop sort of, you could say, pretty special stats on rare items. And the ring was crap. Unfortunately, it came from one of the top tier items as well. So
Whoa,
let's
what
sell.
can I do for you?
Not Dream Flinch, but the rest of the stuff. Repair. And we're gonna litter some more.
I sense a soul in search of answers. I sense a soul in search of answers.
There we go. And yeah, I think I've explained it a long time ago, but I prefer to use half mana potions. They're easier to buy because I can just hold down the sort of the buy key as it's the top item, so it'll keep replenishing the top item that the witch Adria has for sale. And but it's more like, actually the reason is more like I'm more prone to drink when mana, when I can see my mana is at half. I'm not trying to max out my full mana pot, meaning that trying to drink it when I'm almost low, completely low. So it's like to restrict myself from being this sort of overly perfectionist about using my mana pots at the right time, you could say. It's way more safer doing it like this. So I'm just gonna see if I left any stragglers. Nope. Alright, let's get into the Diablo. Same procedure really. I'm gonna lure out the melee guys here. And I'm gonna do that all 4 openings. They are, as usual, aggroed by my light radius. So is Diablo, by the way. And we got another ring, or was it an amulet? Was a ring, very nice. Always interesting, the jewelry especially, because you can say what always makes the rings and the amulets very interesting is that if they have very good stats, they are often perfect, close to a perfect item, because a ring or an amulet is the sort of perfect basic item, whereas say a leather chest armor is not a perfect item, so it can never really be that good, a leather armor for instance, or a breastplate, or what do I know. You need a full plate armor in order for that armor to be perfect, as any character really can wear full plate eventually. It requires 90 strength and I got 88, and I'm nowhere near trying to get full go heavy on strength. The only reason why I have strength is that it comes from, I think, to all stats. I'm not gonna check it out right now why, but with the big guy here on my tail, I'm gonna dump him up here. There we go. So what I sort of park him in the 3rd quadrant there, and then I just teleport away, and eventually he loses my light radius, and from there he's just gonna eventually stall. I guess I'll kill him just for the fun of it eventually, but he doesn't drop an item. He rarely does. I don't think I never seen him drop a blue item or an item at all. So there's no point killing him really, and it's very, I suppose, typical for a game of this kind that, I mean, Diablo, the first Diablo here is sort of the pioneer in this genre, so naturally you will make some mistakes, and one of the mistakes is that the final boss doesn't drop any loot. That's just, yeah, retarded. They sort of made up for that, especially in 2 and Diablo 2 and ahead. Just gonna pick up the sword. What is it? Oh, there. There was some two-handed sword here. Again, it's always interesting to see the stats. Even though the basic item is semi-crappy. Because it's a two-handed weapon, actually. But again, I'd like to see if some of the mobs here can actually drop say King's Sword of Haste. That would be awesome to actually find one. And this guy might be the last. I have a straggler here. So I ended up at 296.6. Still, I think 5 runs, something like that, to go before I get level. Yeah, I'm just gonna pick up the ring.
I have no room.
Oh, I haven't got any room. Let's identify first.
Hello, my friend. Stay a
Ring
while
was
and
crap.
listen.
Sword was crap. Okay, so we ended up at 296.6 million, like I said, and that's it for this time. See you in the next one. Well, thanks for watching, guys, and see you in the next one. I hope. Take care. Bye bye.